This is BS. This is BS. Why are we here? I am going to call corporate.
Who the hell gave this guy a video camera? Welcome, I guess, into another edition of BSing with Big Nate. Good luck.
Gone out of Richmond, Virginia. The track Show Me the Way. I am, of course, joined. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense if I was joined by anyone other than Nick, Connor, and Zach. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, Nick, first and foremost, of course, we've had the pleasure of talking to you several times before. You're always in your truck, but now you're sort of like halfway in, halfway out. So are you moving out of the truck? Is this a theme we've got going?
Yeah, I live in this truck, but I'm doing this to symbolically show that I'm trying to make moves to live in a house instead of a vehicle.
I like it. All right. So I want to talk about this track. I also want to talk about some stuff you guys have been working on recently. Zach, don't forget to use your turn signals.
We got it.
Okay, so far we've talked about Parasite and we've talked about Sanity. And there's a very much theme going on here. And I don't know, before I go any further, actually, I should ask, when was Show Me the Way written?
Also a long time ago.
Yeah, summer
Summer 19.
That was one of our first tracks, I believe.
Yeah, we wrote that one. Actually, that was when we were also kind of getting to know each other. And my family has a beach house in the Outer Banks, and I took Nick and Connor down for I don't know if it was a weekend or like a whole week, but we were down there, and Nick and I kind of went down. We took all of our equipment down there too. We set up all the drum kit, and like we had guitar and bass amps. We set it up on the back porch of our house so we could like jam a little bit. But me and Nick kind of started like, writing a couple riffs, and Nick was like working on lyrics, and we kind of like already started working stuff out on it. Like when we were on vacation at my beach house, and that was a fun week because like we had neighbors at the beach house, and of course my parents are there, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are gonna get the cops called on us." But like the neighbors were like super into us playing out there, and like some folks would stop in front of our house and kind of listen to what we were doing, and it was pretty cool.
So there's a lot to pick apart there. We always do our beach vacations in the Outer Banks as well. And I got to be honest with you, if I was the house neighbor, I would hop over to the next house and, make friends.
Yeah, he did that. He was a renter. He was renting the house, and he like would talk to us from over the fence, and his kids were out there. He's like, "Y'all hear that, son? That's real music right there."
Yeah,
Which is the best we could have hoped for.
he seemed to want to hang out with us more than his own family, which was both flattering and kind of sad at the same time.
Oh, I mean, it's supposed to be a vacation. You just vacate everything. The hell with my family. I'm going to hang out with these musicians, and maybe they'll let me sing a bar or two. Did he try and sing?
No, but he did tell us that we sound like Alien Ant Farm, which is the first and last time we've been called that.
All right, he was drunk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
you don't sound like Alien Ant Farm.
I didn't think so either.
Like, not even remotely. That was not a comparison I've ever drawn. So, and we've run into this before. These songs kind of come from a mindset that I don't know if you guys at this point, I'm just going to think you're clairvoyant. You've reached kind of a point where the lyrics, the music, we've kind of gone into a direction where everyone's angry about everything. Everyone's frustrated with everything. And like everything you say in Show Me the Way kind of resonates. And I don't know if it's just a like vague lyric writing, because I don't think it's all that vague. I think there's a lot to relate to. But it's just you've captured something that's kind of again, we talked about it last time, is just this like primal scream.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a positive message, even though there is a lot of frustration in there. Basically, like we wrote that early on. We had been a band for, 4 months at that point, but I had been in a lot of bands before that, and there's a lot of frustration when you're starting bands, because the bands I'd been in, one of them fell apart like unexplained. Like literally, I came to the rehearsal space one day and everyone's equipment was gone. Nobody told me anything. That happened. There's a lot of frustrating situations like that, and so this group was way more stable than that. And we also, on top of that, we had this group of people who were also a rock band in Richmond. They've been around the Richmond scene for decades, and they like took us under their wing. And like we could play our instruments when we got together, but other than that, we were green as could be.
Very raw.
We did not know how to make a set list. We knew nothing about social media marketing. We knew nothing about recording. We knew only how to play guitar and drums and bass. And that was it. And sing. And so this group really took us under their wing and taught us a lot. So that's where even though I never actually say the words "Show Me the Way," that's where that comes from. It's about like appreciation for that mentorship.
It's a fight song, if you will.
Yeah, kind of. I remember there's this dude in that group. I'll never forget. He said the bass player, he was a hilarious guy, but he would say he had a thick Brooklyn accent. He was like, I was you guys when I was your age, or however he talks, and it was hilarious. But it really hit home, So
Talking about Ray.
yeah.
Monitors.
So you mentioned you showed up to a rehearsal space once and all the equipment was gone. I think Connor is actually currently in the rehearsal space. Is all the equipment there?
It is that I can see everything is in place as it should be. I don't really know what you're referring to in terms of equipment being gone. That happened, Nick and Zach?
That was
Not me. That happened to Nick, maybe.
That was 2 bands ago from this band for me.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, they didn't steal my stuff, but they took all theirs, which it was just weird that it all happened one day, no explanation.
People like to avoid conflict, and I think that's something we could benefit more from. It would be more constructive if we just had conversations.
Yeah, right.
It's like, nah, I don't know. Maybe there would be a Led Zeppelin tour right now without John Bonham if people could just work their differences out. That's a little side note, but you guys had a little show at a festival that I would have loved to have been a part of, but I live too far away. Tacos and Tequila, Harbor Fest. How was that?
It was
Oh,
dope.
it's wild.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a blast because for a lot of reasons. A lot of people showed up, about twice as many as they were expecting, which is cool. It makes you feel really good as the performer. And they were really into the music we were playing. And on top of that, so it's a taco and tequila fest, and all these people showed up, more than they were expecting. So they ran out of both tacos and tequila. But for the majority of the time we were playing, they had tacos and tequila. So they were getting down, having a good time. And so, I mean, I felt bad for the band that came on after us, but, they had to bear the bad news. Like, hey, they're out of tacos and tequila. They're going to get more, but they're out. And so the crowd wasn't thrilled about that, but it was a blast. It was tons of fun.
Did you get tacos and tequila?
No.
No, yeah. So I played in both bands. So I played about a 5-hour set, and I probably only had 2 drinks the whole time because it's a 15-minute break between sets. The line for even to get a beer was ridiculous. I was fortunate during a couple breaks because Nick, Connor, and then Rodrigo stuck around. Of course, the drink Connor gave me had a worm in it, the tequila.
That's my
worm.
girlfriend's fault.
But yeah, they were nice enough to throw some drinks my way to keep me going.
And that's tricky. I mean, it's something I've had we're going to go behind the scenes here. I'm always impressed at festivals that actually give their bands a backstage bartender, but I'm always appalled at festivals that don't.
They gave us water, which was nice.
Water's definitely nice. It's appreciated, but sometimes you need, I'm on stage. I want a water and a beer.
Apparently were going to give us tickets, but it just never happened because we were playing before we knew it.
They were so overwhelmed with all the people they were trying to serve.
Well, yeah, they ran out of tacos and tequila. Those are the 2 things in your festival.
At a tacos and tequila festival, yes.
Well, I'm going to chalk that up to COVID and them not expecting people to come out. You know what? They get a pass this year. Next year, they've really got to double up the tacos and the tequila, at least.
For sure.
All right. So what is next from Almost Gone?
So we actually have a video shoot this coming weekend for a single that is going to come out at some point this summer. And I think you're going to notice a shift in writing style. Basically, what you've been hearing is early on 2019 stuff. We basically wrote 8 songs in that time period, chose 3, recorded those, and that's what we're releasing right now. And now we're going to release after Show Me the Way is going to be some a little bit different direction. Same, I'd say similar or same attitude, but I like to think, much more intentional styling.
It's a much more consistent sound with all the songs we've been working on. Like they all kind of fit the same kind of mold or genre, or the same kind of vibe. A lot of them are in similar keys. They all just sound consistent, like across the board. They sound like they belong on like an album or an EP together.
I've been told they sound kind of like Green Day meets Rise Against, like early Green Day.
And Alien Ant Farm.
Yeah.
So, Connor, I've got to ask, how do you keep the speed?
Usually I kind of die a little bit and like my arms get strained, and but I think over time I've learned a little bit better how to keep the beat, even if I'm like struggling hard and my like right about to fall off from hi-hat speed. So I think we're all like progressing with like, at least like, yes, some of our stuff is pretty fast, but we've also been better just like keeping it consistent, like times 10 from when we first started. So that's just like a step in the right direction that we try to keep going in.
Well, I would call it good rock fast. And if you haven't checked out Almost Gone, you damn well better. And Nick, Connor, Zach, thank you all for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.